Hey all, how's it going? Dawson here with Out of the Shadows. We're gonna do a couple little things today. I'm gonna talk to you about a book that I read. We're gonna work on that, and then I'm gonna talk to you about a couple of writing books. And you're probably wondering, okay, this channel is about horror. What does that have to do with anything? Two things. I'm working on. I've talked about this before. How I'm a writer, and I'm working on a few projects, and I get a little stuck sometimes where what I need to be doing with my work, and so I have two books that are horror related, in a way, um, that I use to help me with my writing. And one of them is specifically about horror writing, and the other one is from Stephen King. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that. I've read one all the way through, and I'm just rereading it because I haven't read it in years. And then the other I'm just starting to read, and I'm excited about it. So I just wanted to update you guys about that today to make the video a little more fleshed out. Because the book we read for today is short as hell. But it's so impactful. We're talking about Ira Levin's The Stepford Wives. This is a really good book. As you can see, it's very tiny. It's very tiny. It's only 123 pages. It was written in 1972, and very impactful. If you, especially the type of horror that it is, very political esque type horror, because it deals a lot with women's rights and some thoughts on how people believe men saw women in that time. So it's pretty intense. Hold on a second. Oh, wrong way. So it's pretty intense. So I was enjoying reading it. It was a really good read. I was surprised at how good a read it was. Um, Coming from having heard, see, I went into the book having heard about the story. I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't seen it yet, but uh, it deals with men and their wives, and essentially what they'll go through to get the perfect wife. Um, and going into it, I had heard about the movie, had seen clips of the movie. Um, I haven't seen the movie all the way through yet, which probably was to my benefit because I read the book. Um, I don't know if the movie ending is the same as the book, which makes me want to watch the movie even more now. Um, but the book ending, I was not expecting that. The lead character is such a strong character, um, and you're rooting for the whole way. Um, but some things unexpected kind of happen, and you're just like, what? Uh, so that was my thoughts and my feelings on it. Um, its views on things, um, I found uh, it captured horror in a new way because um, I don't know how much, and maybe my reading of horror is still growing and things like that, and maybe newer stuff is tackled this a little more, dealing with women and I'm not saying women shouldn't be my main character, but many women probably are main characters in stories, but the way it does it with a political twist to it, I don't know if that's been done. Um, I was swearing if it has, put comments in below. I would love to read that. Um, from what I've read, if I read correctly, Ira Levin was considered himself a feminist. and he's got other books. I don't know how many of his books are in a similar vein. Um, he did the Stepford Wives. He also did Rosemary's Baby, which is on my TV. Not this. Probably not going to get to it this year, um, but soon. It will be soon. Um, for that one. So he deals with a lot with women in his books. It seems like I don't know what his other books other than that are. I've heard the titles and stuff. I just don't know what they're about. So I would be interested to find out more about if that's kind of a central theme in his writing and things like that. If anyone knows that, put it in the comments below. I'd love to have a discussion about that. So this book was really well written. Had a lot to say about our society, or just the world. Not even just American society, even though it was focused on American society. I feel like the problems in this book are probably worldwide. Probably learned over generations, and how men see women. Um, this was a really impactful read for 123 pages. So I was really excited about it. Um, I will definitely read this again. I read this in 2 days. Yeah, it's 123 pages. It should be easy to read in 2 days, but I had trouble putting it down for 2 days. So that's why I got done so quickly. Um, so I was excited about that. Okay, so we're gonna go into um, the other books I'm working, the writing books I'm working on. As far as the fiction I'm working on, uh, I have a feeling what I'm working on things, a couple things simultaneously to try to get more content for the channel. It's either going to be the Bizarre Bad Dreams by Stephen King, or another Stephen King. It's going to be the Salem's Lot reread from Stephen King. So, and those are probably I made my TBR, and I will do a video on my TBR. Maybe over the weekend. I'm trying to get better about making videos, making some kind of content, whether it's a book review or just something. Um, so I'm gonna get to that video hopefully maybe on Sunday. I don't have anything going on Sunday other than writing, so maybe I'll make time to make that video on Sunday. I have the books picked out. There's a good mix of authors in there. Like I said, that Stephen King that I'm reading are the ones I'm already working on right now, because we're hoping for more Stephen King this year. It's going to depend on how quickly I get through the 10. I'm only doing a 10 TBR for this year because 2020 was so rough. I didn't even get through a 10 TBR. I was just having trouble trying to read. Um, Lots of emotional stuff, the pandemic, the lockdowns. It was just very hard on me to get myself to focus to read. So I'm going back with 10 this year. I'm hoping to surpass that. So if we surpass that, then I'll definitely do some more Stephen King. That's what some of the stuff that people are looking for. But for now, we're just going to have Bizarre Bad Dreams and Salem's Lot, because Salem's Lot is useful for one of my stories that I'm working on. My book, one of the books I'm actually kind of working on too. I had something that I had an idea for it as a story, and it's turning out to look like I've only got a little bit written, but the idea's coming, looking like it's either going to be a novella or an actual book. So I'll tell you guys more about that as that develops. That's another thing I'm going to start doing on the channel, is talking about the development of my writing. Also, before I get to the writing books, if anybody who watches my channel, if anyone comes across my videos, if you are a writer, if you are a horror writer, and you're willing to help me get a copy of your book, I mean, I would buy the book if I can afford it. I'm on a fixed income. If I can afford it, I buy it. But if you want the publicity, just someone, getting it out on the internet for you, even if it's just a digital copy, I'll find a way to read it from my computer or my phone. Feel free to contact me, or leave comments on the YouTube, and I'll contact you. And yeah, I would totally read somebody else's stuff. that's a new writer. I would want the same thing for myself if I found somebody who just doing reviews on the internet, so on the YouTube. So there we go. So I'm going to talk about first. I'll talk about the one that I have read all the way through. Whoop, wrong hand. On Writing. It's a revision edition. It's put out by the Horror Writers Association, which is something I really want to be a part of, but I have to publish to do that. It's my goal. It's like a life goal. It's to get some published paid work and get into that association. I make the money to get into the association. It gives you all it's tips and tricks and things about writing horror, as put forth by people who are in the some big names in the industry for horror. I love this book. I've read this like twice now. I think this is my second or third reread. But I keep reading it and then not starting on when I'm working on something. So it kind of becomes a mute point, because I don't remember everything that the book tried to teach me. So I'm reading it again, and while I'm writing, so I can, if I need help or inspiration or corrections on things that in my work, I can use this book to do it. This book is amazing. If anyone who wants to write horror, I always recommend this book because this book taught me a lot. I'm still, like I said, I forgot a lot, but talks about how to format, try to writing for different genres in horror, which is amazing. So that is a book worth getting. Now, another one I haven't read all the way through, but this is easily becoming one of my favorite books. Hold on. I'm trying to save my page there. It is On Writing, a memoir of the craft by Stephen King. This is Stephen King talking about his process and his history of him becoming a writer. I love this book. I got this from the library, and I'm gonna buy a copy for myself because I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm loving this book. This is helping me. Like, yes, I know there's probably parts in here where he's teaching you about writing itself, but listening to him talk about when he started writing and how he got into writing, and his process of evolving over time to even become a paid writer, his history, parts of his life that I didn't know about, like that has been like the best thing to read, because like sometimes I feel like big writers and stuff like that. You see big writers and they're really really popular. They're really they achieve like God status type vision for people, and like to find out they started out kind of like what you did, where you're at as a writer, is kind of it's helpful. Because it makes you things about that doesn't make the idea of writing so daunting and so difficult. And like, how am I going to start this? How am I going to do this? I don't know how to do this. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't know if I'm writing the right way. It's just going to be interesting to be. It shows you that people that are professionals, like some of the most popular professionals in the business, had some of the same thoughts as you do. And it makes it easier to try and be a writer. Yes, you have to go through your own process and stuff like that, and it's none the easier knowing that somebody else went through it, but you get a little more hopeful about it. So there's that. All right, so those are two books that I highly recommend to anyone who's wanting to write horror. Now, I'm going to be I'm going to be trying to do my TBR video Sunday if I can. Today is Friday. If I get to it Saturday, I will. But I know I should be able to get to it for Sunday. So we'll be seeing that. Other than that, I don't know if there might be a review coming, or I might try to come up with something else that we could talk about, horror writing related. I might try to come up with some topics other than just book reviews, because sometimes it does take me a little. I don't like that I don't like content to be sporadic, like it has been, because I'm trying to get through books. So I might just do single short stories. I mean, I might pick, even though I'm doing Bizarre Bad Dreams by Stephen King, but I might pick certain story. Like I'll do an overall um, review, but I've read a couple of stories. Maybe I could do a video on the story that has been most impactful so far. So people will want to get the book, so I can talk a little more in depth about the story. So, or well, we'll see about that. We'll do something. I'm just gonna start working on something to make the uh, videos more frequent. So, all right, I will see you guys on Sunday, and have a good night. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, if you haven't, please leave a comment below, just because I want to know that people are interested in the videos. And two, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, because I'm really, really trying to. I don't remember where we're at right now, but I'm really, really trying to get us to 50 subscribers. Just so, and I'm sure you guys can see how many subscribers I have on the video, so that we can have a specialized URL. So when I post it for publicity issues, like on my Twitter or my Twitch account, you guys can see that. Also, if you guys are at all interested in gaming and horror gaming and things like that, I do a lot of different gaming. Sometimes it's horror. It's more horror than anything, but you can find me at twitch.tv.Mr. Creepy Panda. I'd love to see you guys out, because then we could talk about books. So if you found me through here, you can find me there, and we could actually talk about books. It's a live stream, and I'm probably gonna be playing Dead by Daylight tonight if I stream tonight. If not, tomorrow. So I will see you guys soon. Have a good night. Thanks again.